Welcome to a rather spontaneous video and welcome to the reveal of the very first confirmed dinosaur, kind of, the Lokiceratops. I mean, obviously, there have been quite a lot of dinosaurs we've seen in various trailers and so on, so it's naturally not the first confirmed by that means, but as this is the first kind of showcase video, it's officially that one in-game. But also a very surprising one, as I'm not the biggest expert on the planet, but I've read already quite a lot of comments. People, specifically those who are for accuracy, they are very happy with this one. It's not driven by the Jurassic franchise, simply because it's not been anywhere in there. So it's a bit more of a paleonto accurate depiction of that very animal, which is pretty cool and also shows that Frontier, if let loose, can create something very nice. But before I talk too much, let's quickly play this wonderful little animation. And after that has happened, let's quickly go through the entire clip because there's a bit more to find other than just that.
Meet the Lokiceratops, one of the most spectacular horned dinosaurs you can add to your park. With its huge, colourful frill and curved horns, this recently discovered ceratopsian is guaranteed to be a guest favourite. Watch them show off. These social dinosaurs display fascinating territorial behaviours that guests love to observe. They thrive in small groups and can share space with other peaceful herbivores. Just provide plenty of room and vegetation. Powerful, distinct, unmissable. The Lokiceratops is a captivating headline attraction for any new park.
Alrighty, so we don't need to go through all of that kind of advertisement at the end. But before we go into every single frame, here's a bit of an information because the first thing I want to say is it's looking absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Like the graphics again are shown in here from their very best side, and also there's a new narrator. I remember being at a woman in the past, but also pretty much like the new one. Maybe they're going to kind of switch that every now and then, but that seems to be the new kind of presenter for the DYN or the DNY. How was that? The DIN, DIN. Like, what's that? Yeah, that's the Dinosaur Integration Network. So, first of all, my computer's having a little hard time here to handle. So let's doing that. Not sure why. I got love that transition with that little overblending of these octagons, hexagons, whatever. Here we can see the dinosaur in action, and oh boy, look at the subtle depth of field in the background. Something I do miss quite a lot in Planet Coaster, for example. It's a bit too harsh, but this one over here looks very nice, very natural also, focusing on these dinosaurs. Look at this, look at the different skins. We do see quite some skin variants in this clip over here. I mean, we should see quite a lot more skin variants across the board anyways, because as we have now female and male dinosaurs, it's pretty nice. We also do have these two horns over here, which are not the same. I also read in there that this was actually how it's found, and it seems to be that they do not have perfectly symmetric horns, but they actually are asymmetric, so that's pretty cool that they have that in game too. We do get a little nice view on the UI. It does feel familiar, but at the same time it also looks quite different. Also for me, stupid person, there's also a very nice, I think they had that already in, but there is like this how you pronounce that, and this is the Lokiceratops, which is good. It does help me, but it's no guarantee that I will make them correct in the future. But what I do like not is that we do see the batch size. They have talked about that in the live stream, so for those of you who haven't seen that, these animals can breed now in-game. I mean, if you missed that, what have you been doing? But they can breed, and as you've seen, there are baby dinosaurs roaming around. But the good thing is, you also understand how many batches they have per breeding event, which is relatively important because not all of them will make it, so you have to take care of them. There will be kind of a method to, make sure that more of the babies will potentially hatch, and it's also the display of the hatchery, or like the nest or whatever, will be accurate to the amount of eggs that will be laid or lie down or whatever. So if you have 2 to 4, it's going to be the smaller one. It's not going to be 100% accurate. Like if you've got a smaller amount, it's going to be the smaller depiction. Let's say if you've got 4, maybe you can see 3 in that nest. I don't know, if you've got 10, there may be 8 or so. Just that it kind of fits into that. That's what I said, but I like it. The rest is pretty much what we already knew. Also that we are now in the tab for all dinosaurs and search results for the Lokiceratops. It's kind of nice they search for that, but you can also see herbivores, carnivores, and pesky pescatarian, I guess you would call them, fish-eating dinosaurs, I guess. So we see the wonderful animation in here, and then we see more animations. Oh gosh, it's looking so amazing. Also the social interaction again between the adults and the baby. We can see something that I am very happy about is, again, the 3D grass is going to make a reappearance in here. For those of you who don't know what I talk about, the 3D grass is grass that is here per default, per the brush you are using, and it's not kind of pieces you put down. Maybe that even goes in for certain things that you put in via brushes. In contrast, these kind of nettles in the background over here, or like the trees and so on, these are pieces you can potentially move around, but the grass isn't, which is pretty nice, and I'm still very mad that they don't have that in Planet Coaster 2, which is really a downside. Planet Zoo does have it too, which is a very good thing to have for natural environments, and you can really tell here how the transition works between like a ground pattern that isn't having 3D elements versus the 3D grass in the back. I really like that. Also do like the display of those two dinosaurs. You can see two different variants of the skins. I particularly like the right one. It's very nice, and here you can potentially see those two in a smaller variant. We do see a little bit of a gray one, maybe even a albino or cystic one. I'm not entirely sure, but I've seen that somewhere that people mentioned that this will be available. Something I do love is kind of the little gravel patches down here, which again seems to be from the ground texture, and they do seem to have a little bit at least of a bump map. It's not necessarily that they have like a geometry, but they do seem to have a bump map. And this scene also is kind of confirming something that people were obviously hoping for, but I've seen many comments fearing that this would be taken out of the game because of the way how natural habitats now work. They were fearing that maybe kind of split habitats or mixed habitats are gone. No, they're not. We do have confirmation now by this insane shot over here that we can have multi-species habitats still. Specifically, this shot over here looks like a very nice sanctuary kind of thing. We can see the brachios, we can see the ankylosaurus over here to the side, which are pretty nice. Both of them, you know, obviously confirmed. We can see a baby there in the brachio baby, very nice. And you can see him here by the water, also very nice, like with the water lilies and stuff. We've seen that already in different footages, that this is also done via a brush and so on. I really like that, and hopefully they keep the same kind of mechanism of having different territories, which sounds like exactly this also from the narrative, like give them enough space to form the territories, and I think that's exactly what we have, and people specifically wanted to see that, me included. So it's very nice to have also a visual confirmation of that being in here. I'm not entirely sure if there was already a clip or anything where multiple species were in one habitat. I at least can't think of it. So good to see that this is now visible in here too. Yeah, as I said, the graphics look gorgeous. This shot over here in the evening light is absolutely fantastic. That one over here might even be my favorite shot because it's like, so cozy. You can see what like an aviary over here, like a tower or something like that. A very, very nice subtle depth of field. Like Frontier games in the past kind of used to overdo this effect a little bit. Oh, by the way, this seems to be absolutely geometry over here with the stones. I like that. Gives the whole thing a bit more 3D-esque kind of feel here, which I'm a big fan of. And yeah, well, that's it. There's really not that much more to talk about. I am specifically very happy about this shot of the overall environment over here. I think that looks gorgeous and gives away how natural you can do these things. Also, it might be the perspective, but it could also be that you have already different size variants of babies in here. Like that baby looks particularly bigger than that one. Even with the size maybe, or the perspective, I'm not entirely sure. Could also be female and male variant, and hence the size differences. But it would be really cool to have size differences in babies too. So if there's already a treat or a genome for a bigger variant, and also just in general having size differences. I'm not sure, was that even in? I'm totally not sure. Were different sizes already in Jurassic World Evolution 2? Like, I'm thinking of it because it's natural in Planet Zoo, you have that system of size, you know, different sizes per individual. But I'm really not sure if that was the case in Jurassic World Evolution 2. I think it was, but maybe not officially visible, that you don't have like a, I don't know, ratio of like size being 80% to 100%, I don't know, but that would be really cool to have these natural size differences in the different animals you hatch and you breed, particularly, would be really nice to have. But yeah, there's not really that much more to say. I really hope you liked this little overview. I can't promise that I'm going to do this with every single one. I'm not sure how often they will be uploading now these kind of overview videos. If they keep doing this until launch and they do it for every species in game, they could almost do that now daily, I guess. So if so, I will potentially start to curate them in maybe one video a week or so. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this specific dinosaur and the depiction of that one. Are you happy with it? What are you going to say about like the fact that we see a multi-species habitat, and also what animal would you love to see in here particularly? That would be nice. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you are looking for updates of this game, other games in the franchise or whatever, make sure to follow along and you'll be updated for sure. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you, as you can guess, in the next one.